Well, and Florentino celebrated a clear victory, but with a message, as we mentioned in the previous video. We're not going to repeat it, but mainly because of the issue. At least that's how I see it. Well, some members were not happy. Most of them were. That's why Florentino has been re-elected as president. The vast majority were, but it's being framed as a referendum. I think it's complicated for him. When it comes to reformulating or explaining, he'll need to do a lot of explaining. And it might not be as easy as he thought at first. But anyway, putting that aside, since it's from the last video and we've already analyzed it, well, the most important thing here is that when Florentino celebrates at the headquarters of his candidacy, suddenly Mourinho shows up there, right? Again on a screen, we don't know if it was her or not. I don't think so. Like last time, when apparently she told her then club, Benfica, that it was artificial intelligence. But in this case, she said yes, of course, and that's it. She is already expected in the capital of Spain. I imagine the presentation will be scheduled today, but it will be this week. Madrid needs to start working as soon as possible if they haven't already, and they already have. I mean, with Konate, Dumfries, Mourinho, and watch out for the names that are coming up before we get to the names, because there would be an assistant for Mourinho. And then, well, that signing, it's going to be an incredible week. Not just because of Mo, but also because of that offer from Real Madrid that Florentino Perez announced the other day on Iker Jimenez's show of more than 150 million euros. And when we think things are going in that direction, it turns out they're going somewhere else, or maybe not, or maybe not. But a name has come up that's huge, that could cause an earthquake in Spanish football. But I insist, before that, it's amazing that at a moment like yesterday's, well, things got delayed. The vote count because of that challenge, which in the end were 1,000 votes by mail. And that Florentino he's going to appeal them because he wants to make it clear that there was no attempt to cheat in any way. I don't think it's a matter of cheating, right? Then they explained that it was because they had a double stamp error or something like that. Those votes, at least for me, I wouldn't see it that way. And besides, the victory is already comfortable. What more could you want? But I think Florentino does it as a matter of making sure of not leaving anything behind. Macula, no, in this process, although considering yesterday's video, I insist that Florentino was probably expecting to win by a lot more. But anyway, about Real Madrid TV, how is it possible that they were showing European Cups, which is great. We have 15 damn. You could fill a whole day with that. I mean, if you do it. They fill much of their programming with that and Westerns at night. That's it. Except for the news later and the shows and the matches when we play. And in an election campaign where they've talked about the role of Real Madrid, television, it's incredible that the club's official television channel doesn't focus on, well, updating the voting results. And to do a special program about it, and others have to do it, other radio stations, other channels. Anyway, I don't know. I don't get it. Let me know in the comments if you understand it. It's one of those things that maybe, like Florentino, this electoral campaign has worked out well for that. If there hadn't been an electoral campaign, we, the members, wouldn't have that membership, that jersey they're going to give us just for being members, or that social club. Florentino said he would build it in Valdevegas someday, but who knows when. Still, that's very good. Maybe Florentino too. That's why he rushed to announce a Galáctico. And if there hadn't been elections, maybe we wouldn't have had it. I think we would have anyway, because things need to change. Watch for departures, as this week will be full of rumors about players leaving. Departures are always complicated, especially at Madrid, and we may have to wait all summer. Let's see if any of those players, whoever has to leave Real Madrid, well, let's hope they have a good World Cup. But there might be someone who maybe has to leave, like Camavinga, or is among those rumored to leave, who won't play in the World Cup because he's not there. No, Didier Deschamps didn't call him up for the national team. Well, on Tuesday we'll know. I understand that on Tuesday we'll know about the star that Florentino wants to sign. Whether it's Olise, whether it's Doué, whether it's Vitinha, whether it's João Neves. I mean, fishing at Paris Saint-Germain, which is practically impossible. Fishing at Bayern, which is less difficult, but it's almost impossible too. Or fishing at Atletico de Madrid. Yes, Julián Álvarez, they've talked about Julián Álvarez, and it would also mean taking him away from Barca, because we all agree that Julián Álvarez won't stay at Atletico de Madrid for long. It looks like he's going to play for Barca unless Madrid gets involved. Pepe Alvarez was saying on Twitter that Julián wants to stay in Madrid, and that, well, if Madrid shows up with 150 million I think it was Jose Luis Sanchez who said it. I don't know if he mentioned the name or not. I'm saying this because I was checking on Twitter, and I think he said it, although I don't think he mentioned the name, that this is going to generate a big surprise approval from all Real Madrid fans, because I think that, well, if the name Julián comes out, because he plays for Atletico, they're taking him from Barca, and he's a great player. Some may disagree and think Madrid doesn't need him, but I believe there's near unanimity. What happens here is that more midfielders are needed than forwards, but well, it would be another forward. And if it's not Haaland, that would be funny. That would be something, right? Because if there is a clause, and now Florentino Perez comes in and makes this master move, it would be very fun and wonderful, because come on, because for me, I don't know, let me know in the comments. I would love to have Haaland at Madrid, but I go back to the same thing. I don't know if that's what the team needs the most. I think it's midfielders. They say that Mourinho is reportedly pushing for Matheus Fernandes, who is a midfielder from West Ham. 21 years old, Portuguese. He's not going to the World Cup with the national team. By the way, it really surprised me, but he's very good. I like him a lot. He wasn't on a lot of people's lists, but they say Mourinho wants him, and maybe Madrid will go for him. Fishing in the Premier is also complicated, but, well, we're not talking about the names we were talking about before, so it's much easier to go after that signing. But it's not just him. They need another midfielder too, but, well, let's see who that star is that Florentino Perez was talking about. And someone who seems like he's going to come too, not to play, but to accompany Mourinho on the bench, is Pepe. Yes, Pepe, the centre-back from Real Madrid back in the day, who was there. Mind you, he wasn't signed by Mourinho. Later on, of course, Pepe and a few others identified so much with Mau that we think Mau brought him in. But no, Pepe was brought in by Ramon Calderon. Don't you remember? It was in the summer of 2007, right? One of Mijatovic's signings, because as I've been saying these past few days, let's see if I don't lose the light. My goodness, Mijatovic. For me, he was one of Real Madrid's best sporting directors, especially during a difficult time under President Ramon Calderon. But anyway, Pepe was, at first we said, who is this guy? We don't know him. And then look, the centre-back he became, with some serious moments of losing his head. But beyond that, he had two very important qualities. Great player, of course, and also a leader in the locker room. And I think that kind of personality like Pepe's is needed at Real Madrid. Look, it would fulfill Ruben's dream. Rudiger would get to play with his idol, because Rudiger's idol is Pepe. Antonio has mentioned it here before. And, well, what more could we ask for, right? We're going to experience a Madrid. And that's just how it is. It's not pejorative. I'm actually looking forward to it too. It has that sense of, come on, put it all on the line already. It's a Madrid that's all in. Well, that's it. We just have to trust. Pepe would be right next to Mourinho. And can you imagine Pepe acting like Carranca, with Mourinho saying, come on, I'll put him here, you ask him? That would be amazing. Well, let's wait for the next few hours. It's going to be a fun week with Mourinho's presentation, which will probably be this week, with Pepe's confirmation, with signings, with the superstar that Florentino Perez wants to sign, and so on and so on. And from this moment on, hey, look, I would like Enrique Riquelme and his whole team to act as the opposition, because it will be healthy for Real Madrid, definitely. In the sense that Florentino should also be put under pressure, and that this man doesn't disappear for so long and then show up in 4 years. Hey, I'm here again. Remember me? 4 years ago today. No, you need to be here with your company and your things. You must be here. Because after all, he got 30-something%. I can't give exact percentages right now because they're still being decided, but at the moment I'm recording this video. But yes, it's a percentage of the members he wanted. They know that this man was more of a protest vote against Florentino than anything else. And during this time, well, there's something there that motivates Florentino a little more. That tweet I've been mentioning lately about Tutankhamun's awakening, that's the one. Most importantly, let's focus on football now, on Madrid, and hope things go well with Mourinho or whoever, aiming for 4 good years to make up for the last 2 terrible ones. See you next time. Thanks for being there. Like, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, comment, and share. It's already getting dark here. Tomorrow morning, Monday, road trip from Miami to Dallas by car to experience the World Cup adventure. What a month we have ahead of us, what 40-odd days we have ahead of us. Super exciting, and you'll see it all here on this channel. All right, see you later. Bye. Bye.